Using Elton John. So he's playing Petco Park.
Not until November 9th.
Goodbye.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Xander Bogarts. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And the Padres in front.
And Odyssey Sports Station. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sanden, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sanden.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, do we have a great show for you today. It is Cedros Sport Fishing in the house. Jeff and Rosie are here. We're going to be talking all about, maybe my favorite place in the whole world to go fishing. Yellowtails, calico bass, and more. We're going to be talking about it. You stay tuned. Going to be a great show. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost, but not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And at your San Diego County Ford dealers, you can find yours with the Ford F-150. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, the power to choose between gas, hybrid, or all-electric is yours. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Only at your San Diego County Ford dealers, they'll be glad to hook you up.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. Fishdope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Fishdope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. Fishdope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. Fishdope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have Fishdope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new Fishdope.com membership. Check it out today. Fishdope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
All right. Good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And today, Rick, one of those fun mornings, talking a beautiful place.
There are times when the show is, the show's never difficult because it's always just buds talking about fishing, but there are definitely times when it's even easier. And those times are when, one, you feel like you have family in the studio, and two, you're talking about a place that's always has really good fishing, and that's certainly what today is. And we have Jeff and Rosie from Cedros Sportfishing. So stoked to have you guys in this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks so much. We definitely enjoy talking about one of our favorite places to fish too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cedros is it's such a special spot to all of us. Corey and I have had the fortune of getting to fish with you guys. and it's such a unique, special place to get to go and participate in, and it's awesome. And I mean, I remember in the very beginning finding out that Rosie, you were going to be a part of this team, and it's when trips to Cedros really like went to the next level, the level of professionalism that you brought to it, and there was no negatives, but you turned every one of them that was like a lesser into a more positive, and it's just been awesome. It's been so cool
a more better.
It's a lot more better.
When I started, we were doing about 180 people a year.
Okay.
180 people a year. And if I fill everything this year, and we're getting pretty close there, and I can still add trips. I just put the schedule out a little bit. I'm kind of set to about 740.
Whoa, no way.
That's crazy.
Right? Added over almost 600 guests a year.
Awesome.
That's incredible.
Tells you we must be doing something right.
Yeah, and your destination is real good. You know what I mean?
Right?
You guys do the best
unbelievable
trips. You offer the very best trips to one of the very best places to go fishing. It's a good recipe for success.
I always say, and I have to giggle because it's like, we get you down there. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm one and done. This is my bucket list trip.
Bucket list,
blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay. And then we get them down there, and we get them. I always say we get them hooked, and Jeff's like, oh no, you gaffed them.
Yeah,
right. You gaffed them, and they're over the rail.
Yeah, because you've taken a bucket list. They might go on once, that was their bucket list, and they turn it into sometimes. And I know people that go twice a year.
Oh, we have some that go 3 times a year.
There it is.
So, and I have a list of guys that, God bless them, they are at that retirement age, and they say, hey, if you need to fill a trip, something happens, give me a call.
Yeah, there's a short notice window.
Yeah.
I'm ready to. I got my rods packed. I'm ready
Exactly.
to go.
I mean, I can get people. I mean, my cutoff is like 7 p.m. the night before.
Come on.
And I can get you on a trip.
Oh my gosh.
That's
rad.
That's crazy.
The thing that's so cool about this trip too is it's got all the elements. The insanely good fishing is like the given, and obviously we're all fishermen. That's the name number one part. But it blends like adventure, something unique, really cool food, really good connection. There's little things about different trips that some people, like sometimes multiple days on a boat isn't for somebody. Well, this isn't that. You get to go home every night and you're staying in a nice bed with comfortable linens and an air conditioner and all of those things.
And I say that all the time. It's like, you sleep on land, you basically eat on land, you shower on land, you kick back with your friends on land. You don't get off the boat, and you're still moving for the next 3 or 4 days.
The other thing that I'll bet the reason that people keep coming back is, there's always an intimidation factor for somebody that's never been, either to Mexico or we still hear about it, like, oh, I don't know about flying out of Mexico. You can say whatever you want. If you've never done it, there is an intimidation factor. But once somebody has done it, especially your brand of how to do it with I mean, I don't want to call it hand holding, but it's what it is. Like you hold our hand through the whole thing. Like you're so good with, the upcoming, here's what to expect. Like you just have found a way to take in every little bit of intrepidation.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've always called it the fear of the unknown. You don't know what you don't know. And I also try to get, whenever I talk to someone on the phone, if you ever have a question or your spouse has a question, please call me. Let's get it taken care of, because a lot of times spouses have the fear of the unknown. You're going into Mexico.
100%.
And it's like, yeah, you're going into Mexico, but you're really not going into Tijuana, except that you're going to our airplane.
Yeah.
And then once you're to the island, well, it's old world Mexico, and it's low key, and it's just the best. And
awesome.
Yeah. And that's why I think, when people say they're doing their bucket list, the one and done, until they've actually experienced it and they do see the ease of going through the process, they're usually booking again next year. That's why we're up to 748.
That's incredible.
So for somebody who hasn't been, they're thinking about it. They love calico bass fishing. They love yellowtail. They love halibut, grouper, and sea bass.
Yes, please.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Jeff, what's a typical trip like? How does it? Give us the rundown. Corey's booking for the first time, never been, doesn't exactly know what. Heard about it, heard how good the fishing is, but give us the rundown of what a typical trip to Cedros Sport Fishing is like.
So make it real easy. Just figure you're going to bring down stuff for your yellowtail and calico bass, and then a dropper loop. right? Or something you control with. So you really only need 3 rods. Yes, I'm a fish fanatic, so I take a little more gear because I'm going to try something different. But for the basics, same thing you fish with up here. Make it simple. Use your gear. Although Rosie, and she'll get into it a little bit later on the rental gear that's down there. But fish with what you're familiar with. You know, if you hand me one of your favorite rods, it's going to take me a while to figure it out.
Sure.
Right? A cast or two. So, but fishing with your own gear in the excitement of just packing your gear, and you can get down there pretty easy. I mean, I take a CPAP. I'm an older guy. I guess I snore, and my gear and my pillows and my 2 pairs of shorts and 2 pairs of t-shirts, and I can get down there less than 35 pounds.
Right.
That's with junk I don't need. But you're allowed to catch the fish that you want and bring back, and Rosie will go into it, about 40 pounds of fresh caught fish that's been vacuum packed and frozen, ready for your return.
Yeah.
Now, when you get down there and you start fishing, I look forward to the next trip right when I get off. And the yellowtail fishing this last year was the best I've ever seen.
Incredible.
Down there in 10 years.
Incredible.
Really?
Big fish, pull hard, aggressive, trying different techniques with different surface irons, throwing a popper, just stuff. But I'll tell you, I'm going to throw a shameless plug here for Corey with his swim baits, but your yellow slug fishing on the top of the kelp for calico bass is probably without a doubt the most fun thing I can do with my clothes on.
But I remember you had so many questions, like how do you work it? What do you, there's no wrong way. Right?
No.
Just get it in the water.
Get it in the
Honestly,
water.
I mean, and let your imagination work it the way that you would envision getting a bite, and it happens.
Oh yeah. And when you said yellow and it works well down there,
I don't know why
you were absolutely
School
right.
bus yellow.
But it's true.
Short school bus yellow.
Yeah, right. And it's kind of a hidden, not hidden, we're talking about it, right? But even for surface iron, like a banana, like caterpillar yellow, anywhere in that realm,
I like it.
I don't know why the yellow's even.
That's
Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
and it's just a blast. And then when you're done fishing for 25 yellowtail by 10 in the morning, it's okay, let's go fish the flats, let's go look for some sea bass, let's go do something different. And it's always different. The first few times we went down there, we never fished halibut.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's a whole new
thing.
fishery down there.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Yeah. And there's some rockfish spots out there, in 180 feet of water or so, and the guys know where they're at. So you can mix it up. It's a great trip. It's relaxing. And like Rosie said, when you're on the beach every night, there's just something different about it.
Yeah.
It's old school, that's safe. I've got friends who say they want to go, but they're fearful of the flight down. And I laugh.
Yeah.
That's part of the excitement, is taking off and making that hard left bank over downtown Tijuana. Oh, it's phenomenal.
It's so
and
cool.
and looking at the whole Baja coast.
Yes.
That's
I
so
love that part.
beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It
I
is.
think my favorite thing is the departure from Cedros, just taking off and all of a sudden the ground just disappears because you're
Yeah.
flying off a cliff. I
Right?
love that.
It's
It-
exciting.
Love that.
And just like my whole thing is you'll see whales and you'll see spots
yeah.
of dolphins.
Yep.
And, we finally the last time I went, we finally found a full spot of bluefin tuna.
Yeah.
We found a full foamer of fish on a
Really?
radio.
Yeah.
Every year, always looked and hoped to see that. And we found a full tuna spot. Like it's
Wow.
just everything. I love it. I love
Magical.
it. And it's so quick and easy. It's like the perfect amount to where you're, pardon me, you're getting the flight in, but by the time you're like, okay, I'm ready to not be sitting in the seat, you're already landing gear coming
Yep.
down. It's great. And like you said, if you get to bring your own tackle, like
Yeah.
whatever that might be, and you don't have to, but I like to fish with a 9 or a 10-foot surface iron rod.
Mhm,
Do you need to have that? Nope. But it's my favorite rod to fish with at home, and I want to use it down there. And Rose
Yep.
say, "Yeah, no problem, bring it. It's all
Yeah,
good. We're not
absolutely.
Yep.
gonna, whatever you want. That's fine." Like it's just you're so accommodating. I love it.
Yeah.
It makes it easy.
I don't need half of the tackle that I bring, but it's what I do. I work in a tackle store. I love all my stuff. I bring too much of it, but I make it work. Like if I'm going to bring less fish home and I want more of that, then that's what Rick does. And Jeff wants to bring maximum fish home, and he's gonna cut every weight. And I'm going to be jealous at the end of the trip because he's going to have more fillets than I. But that's what Jeff wanted to do. Like it's just you guys just do it. You tailor it to the person.
Exactly.
Whatever it is.
Exactly.
You guys love calico bass fishing. That's all you want to do. Go do it. And You want to not do that? You just want to fish yellows the whole time? Do that. You want to do a little bit of everything? You do that too.
And you can change your mind right in the middle of the trip.
Oh,
and go, you know what? Let's go do this now. Okay, let's go do it.
But here's the thing too, Rick, is you could be fishing calico bass and some of the largest yellowtail.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
Like you're going to run into yellowtail regardless. I promise you.
I was giggling. We were on the other side of the island, San Augustine, and we were on Lalo's Ponga. And I think 4 of us were fishing on the Ponga. And I was up on the bow, looking for a nice little hole in the kelp to drop something down. And I look over and here comes this yellowtail, literally right on the surface, and see his fin literally like coming out of the water. And I look down and Greg was next to me. I'm tapping Greg, look at this yellowtail. And, he jumps down like he's going to go grab the gaff and try to free gaff it as it's going around. It's like, Greg, it's gone already. Buddy.
Right.
But I'm not kidding. That thing must have been 35, 40 pounds.
Yeah.
On the surface.
Yeah. And that's
swimming through the kelp.
And that happens like often.
Yeah.
Like that 30 to 40 pound fish.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, and again, back to the yellow banana slug, whatever you want to call it, fishing in the kelp, catching, 2 to 4 pounders just back to back to back. And then seeing that thing flop on the surface about 20 feet from the boat, and you're just kind of looking around and seeing the water erupt and see this, like you said, a 30-pound yellow eat it. And then you're thinking, oh my God, I just hooked this great fish in the weeds. And oh God, now I hooked this great fish in the weeds.
Right. Yeah.
My story of our biggest hit is the exact same thing. Was in the kelp. We were fishing bass and fishing a 7-inch. I remember everything sober, fishing a 7-inch Viejo, and typical. Like the only reason I don't like fishing that's my favorite lure to fish there. The only problem with it is the 7-inch is just a little bit too big. So when you hook like a 2-pound fish or less, half of the tail is like doesn't fit in its mouth.
Yeah.
And so when you're winding it back, you've got half of the swim bait still out there, and then the cloud of other bass are always trying to bite it off. And like I always feel like you get more fish out of the 5-inch because you have less 100%. Of the cloud like trying to pull the tail off. But that was a scenario winding it back. And I'm not kidding, Corey. There was a 40-pound yellowtail trying to eat what was left of the swim bait hanging out of the
crazy.
And then that just turned into we grabbed a hold of a kelp stringer, we tied off to it. There's a little pocket. We were fly line and mackerel and caught 4 yellows that were our smallest one was like 32 pounds, and our biggest one was 45.
Wow.
Like, in the middle of the week.
Isn't that cool? But those are the stories that keep me going. Like that
totally.
keep because it's so adventurous and so. And you mentioned too one thing, safety. We glossed over it.
Yeah.
Take it from me. I love Mexico, right?
Yes, you do.
But you're on an island, and there might be. I'm gonna guess. I don't know, 1,000 people on the island, 500 people somewhere like
maybe during the fishing season, almost 3,000.
But they're all family.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's
are.
Several families, and they all know each other, and it is such a tight group of people. The safety is like they want you to be safe.
Yes.
Yeah,
totally.
and they want you there.
Yeah.
They
really
want you there, and they're going to work real hard because they want you coming back.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. That's where the safety factor comes in.
Yep.
Yes.
The nice thing is on an island down there is if you do something wrong, you very quickly get a one-way ticket off the island.
Everybody
and you don't want to go back.
Yeah.
Right.
So
is that a special call I see, Rick?
I think we have Captain Andy Cates on the line right now. Good morning, Andy.
Hey, good morning.
How are you, buddy?
Good morning, man. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're talking Cedros Sportfishing, having a good time, getting things rolling. Today's been an awesome day. Yeah, very, very special place. And great time this morning. What's going on with the Red Rooster?
Well, we just got back yesterday from our second 15-day trip. Got back from the hurricane bank there. And pretty interesting fishing down there. We had that really good caliber on that 120 to 170 pound fish in the beginning of January there. And then the last trip, it kind of trickled down to a slow pick, but it was more trophy fishing. You'd get less per day by quite a bit, but they were big. It was nice. So it's a little different caliber, and we had some weather down there. It was one of those trips where you had 5 or 6 days where you had to live through that, but all in all, we ended up pretty good. You get, I think we had 10 fish over 200 pounds and a number of that close, 170,
Jeez,
190, high hundreds. So
unreal.
all in all, things went pretty well on that trip.
It looked
For what we
fantastic.
had to deal with, it wasn't exactly ideal. Very unlike the beginning of January. We had flat, calm weather and that beautiful caliber on that bank grade fish. But all in all, anytime you come in with a nice catch of trophies, you're pretty excited about it.
We'll take that just fine. Yeah.
Heavy line and very few kite fish.
Really?
So it was definitely a sportsman's arena, getting a bait out, fly line and sardine, getting a bite on a great big tuna on fly line sardine.
Sick.
It's pretty challenging even for the expert angler.
What a trip. I mean, got to be the coolest way to catch one though. Like, that's fishing. You picked a sardine out of the hand well, pinned it on, cast it out, and then you're going to go do battle with some, 100+ pound fish. Like that's it, man. That's everything.
Yeah, and then you throw in, I think the biggest fish was 283 or something.
Man.
That fly line sardine, boy, it is you talk about a 2-hour ordeal, man. It is a lot.
That's awesome.
So you take that kite out of there, boy, and it's man against beast, 100%.
Right.
That's cool, Andy.
So anyway, so we're to the point here. I'm loading up all the stuff for the whale trips. We're going to do our Riviera cruises. So we got to that point here already, if you can believe that.
Exciting. Now I know when you were talking about the Riviera cruise last time you were on the show, there weren't a lot of spots left. Did those all get full? Is there I need to do something exciting as an emergency post-Valentine's trip? Is there any opportunity to still do that?
Yeah, we're okay. I mean, we have a couple spots left on each trip,
cool,
which is fine. But yeah, I mean, if somebody's interested in last minute coming down to Mag Bay and doing one of these Riviera cruises on the Red Rooster, I guess you'd have to call tomorrow.
Okay. But if you're out there thinking about it and you heard you talking about just a different, unique, cool experience, if you and your partner want to go on a fun trip and experience it, all the stuff you had talked about in the previous, the whales, the mangroves, the food, the hiking. It's just the
massages.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, the massages. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got to pick Ellie up. It reminded me. I got to pick Ellie up in San Carlos.
Check that on the
right.
That's a very important part.
Yeah, don't forget that one, Andy.
Yeah, concierge, masseuse on board. So, no, we're looking forward to it, and it does look like we're going to have nice weather. That's another thing. It's freezing up here. And
it is.
Down there, it's sweatshirt weather, T-shirt weather. It's nice,
I love it.
Well, now we're talking.
Well, so it just gives people a little break to go do something else. And then we are coming back, and then we leave in the beginning of March on another 16-day fly home.
Beautiful.
Fly home from La Paz. So we do things a little differently now. It gives you a little more fishing time out on the sea. You go do your trip out to the bank, and then you come back to La Paz, and it actually offers you an extra day of fishing, which is nice. But we have a couple of spots on that, and I believe it's in the beginning of March. You can call the office there if you're interested in tackling some of these big tuna that are down at the Hurricane Bank right now. And I think we're the only boat out. RP's out right. Royal Polaris is out right now. He's the only boat out. And I think we're going to be the only boat out in March. So it's kind of nice to have a clear playing field.
Totally. Going to make for likely make for some of that continued great tuna fishing, and then also having that wahoo undisturbed into yourself. That'll be a really cool triple. And if somebody wants to grab those or grab a last minute and do the Riviera cruise with you, how do we grab a spot?
Well, give us a jingle tomorrow at the office. The office is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the number is area code 619-224-3857.
Awesome. Well, great job, Andy. Congrats on a fantastic trip. Sounded like the last long-range trip you guys had to the bank was just phenomenal. And here's to another great one in March. And have a blast on those Riviera cruises. Maybe check in with us and let us know how they go.
Yeah, why not, man? I'll give you guys a ring, give you the status on the whale touching and kissing.
I love it. That's what we're after. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it very much. Have fun, Andy.
All right, man. You guys take care.
Thanks, bro.
What an awesome surprise call, Rick, right? Hey, good times and awesome having Rosie and Jeff in here from Cedros Sportfishing. And
I can't wait for the level of questions and
fun
that come today. It's my favorite subject. I love getting to talk about it.
Gets me pumped up.
And it's the premier place to get to go do it.
I agree with you.
Yes, it is.
And anybody out there wants to join us today, next couple hours, 833-288-0973. That's a telephone number. Jeff's waiting for you at the fan there. And if you want to send us a text via the app, I know there's already a bunch of texts coming through. And you can do that through the app. It's only through the app. You want to make sure you leave your name and telephone number. At the end of the show, we're going to pick a one lucky potential winner from the text, one potential lucky winner from the caller side. And we're going to have Rosie flip the coin and see who wins that, a caller or texter. She's checking the coin out. And we're giving away a full day trip on the Liberty with Taro today.
Nice. How cool is that?
I know it. It's we're very fortunate to be able to do this for our listeners. And so one full day trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing.
Trip of your choice. You go in the springtime,
Dude.
get your yellowtail fishing, go to the Coronado Islands. You want to go in the summertime when they're offshore chasing bluefin, whatever you want. Trip on the Liberty, no restrictions, no limitations. You're going fishing.
So I'll give you the telephone number again. Jeff's waiting for you at the fan, 833-288-0973. We're going to be right back. More of Cedros Sport Fishing when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app and 97.3 The Fan.
Gas prices are going up, up, up. So now more than ever, you need Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. Pull up to the newly expanded Summit Gasoline and get low gas and diesel prices for your car, truck, and boat. They can now accommodate 24 cars and trucks to fuel at the same time, plus 12 diesel boats, plus 100 pounds of free ice with a minimum 35-gallon fill-up. Easy in and out, too. Step into the Summit Bistro and enjoy what Martha and her crew have for you on things you can use. Fresh-made burritos, sandwiches, salads, along with beer, beverages, and of course, always free ice. So many Let's Talk Hookup listeners have taken advantage of Summit Gasoline's low prices, great service, and free ice. They have become the largest seller of fresh gourmet ice in Southern California. Summit also sells frozen bait and fishing licenses 24 hours a day. Summit Gasoline, low prices, friendly staff, free ice, and easy in and out with your boat and trailer at the San Diego Sports Arena.
Captain Jamie Tennis from Season Sport Fishing here. For the past few seasons, a dart-style metal jig has come into play in a big way for tuna offshore or even rockfish down deep. AFCO's crossbreed jig has quickly become the go-to for many since it came onto the market. AFCO's crossbreed jig is good to go right out of the package with a 4X treble hook, heavy-duty split rings, West Coast colors, and sizes 60 gram to 120 gram. Pick one up today at your local tackle store or learn more on AFCO.com.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open party schedule, check SeaforthLanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
This year, make reliable boating your resolution and back it with exhilarating deals with a new Yamaha outboard during Yamaha's New Year, New Reliability sales event. From now until March 31st, 2025, purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of coverage protection. Looking to hit the water with lower horsepower? There's a deal for you too. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $200 in dealer credit toward the purchase of additional goods and services. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2025, subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models exclude 24-month Yamaha extended service added to a 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealer for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And man, I'm just dreaming about making that cast and you surface iron yellowtail and getting bit. Cedros Sport Fishing's the way. And woo,
you turn the
ready.
corner of Punta Redondo, and all of a sudden there's a little bit extra bird. And it's a bunch on the beach, and you just want to go check that out. But Javier already knows that that's we're going to bypass that. That's mostly bait and small ones, and you keep going a little far, and all of a sudden the first bird school pops up, and as soon as you get a little closer, you realize that there's a freaking tornado of birds everywhere, and you slide into the first one. make your first cast and get connected on the first try.
While Rick's pulling on his yellowtail, we drift into the kelp.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh man, take me there right now, Corey. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready.
It's such a cool spot,
right?
you guys.
It really is.
Love it, man.
And you know what else I'm dreaming about is that like yellowtail or tuna sashimi when you come back. I mean, they do such an amazing job.
They really do. I'll have,
it was almost a carpaccio. It was like the sliced onion and
and the peppers and the soy and the sesame oil. I think it's the sesame oil. Everyone's like, what is on there that makes it?
I got out of the shower and there was only 2 pieces left. And I felt like a hog, like
trying to take the last 2.
There was 2 more plates coming.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Dude.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love
You
that.
will not go hungry.
No.
Oh gosh, no.
What I couldn't believe on one of the trips we came back, we had fantastic food. We had carne asada. We had a killer Mexican fish night with a bunch of homemade. You could tell like you were eating things that were recipes that have passed down behind generations.
Oh, absolutely.
The best tortillas in the world and all of these things. Then we finished our trip with these killer steaks. It was grilled with mesquite and all these things. And I never would have thought that the thing that was my favorite when we came home was a bowl of soup. And like, oh my God, dude.
Which one was it? The pozole or the meatball? The albondigas.
It was not a bondigas. I love them. I love them both. It was pozole. The pozole that we had the one day was just like, it was the best thing ever. I still think about it. I'm trying to chase that dragon and have not been able to make it happen.
You know how you do it?
Yeah, I
Get
do.
on it.
Get on a trip.
I know exactly how. Yeah, I know exactly how.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, we're having a great time here this morning. If you want to join us, we would love to hear you. Just like Corey said, the easiest way, just get us on the phones. Call Jeff at 833-288-0973 or send us a text. Phones are packed up, and we've already got so many great texts coming through. Today's going to be fun, Corey. Let's jump into it.
Let's do it. John from Anaheim. Good morning. Appreciate you joining us this morning, John.
What's up, John?
Good morning, man, and Rosie.
Good morning.
I went to Cedros one time, and I got my personal best yellowtail, 45 pounds.
Jeez.
But that
That's a
was
nice
even
one.
the big one of the day. The big one of the day was 52.
Oh, there was a 52 that was the largest of the day?
I love that. Having a 45 and yours wasn't even the big one of the
Every
afternoon.
day, it's different.
Well, I tell you what, one of my favorite things or one of my maybe goals is seeing you guys catch your personal best.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's like we've had times where someone will catch their personal best yellowtail, and then the next cast is their next personal best yellowtail, and the next cast is their first. Yeah, they'll beat it 3 times. And we had that happen last year. But then again, it's like then they go around the corner, all of a sudden they're catching their personal best white sea bass or their personal best halibut. I mean, it's just fabulous. And we got so many people that are chasing their personal best calico bass and trying to get that 10-pounder.
Yeah.
And they're there.
They are.
They're there.
That is an elusive. That's a holy grail thing to do. But like that is a trip to do it on.
Did Dallas get one, or was she really
Dallas
close?
got a 9-pounder.
Oh,
That's incredible.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was Cedros is just such a factory for big calico bass.
And there's so many 2 to 4 pounders too.
That's what I was going to say. It is a 3-pound factory where when you get one that is sub 2 pounds, you almost chuckle about it. Hey, where did this thing come from?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
Or
really
I like
special place.
if you just happen, if you're, sometimes we throw a surface iron and you've got, a calico on each hook with 3 or 4 more following.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's unbelievable.
Jeff, how did you catch your big yellowtail?
John,
excuse me.
John, how I caught my big yellowtail was on a live mackerel.
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect. Love it, man. And that's the other thing that's so cool about this trip is, I talk about surface iron yellowtail fishing because it's my favorite thing. Well, Jeff might like nothing more in the world than the feeling of firing a bait out and feeling the bait get nervous and then dart off and then a big yellow grab it and line rip off your reel and swing and set the hook. Like if you like live bait, then you do that. You know what I mean? And if you like trying to catch one on a swim bait, then you do that. Like that's what's so cool about the place is the opportunities are endless and there's live bait, there's on everywhere. Single boat. It's what you do every morning. It's just great. It's
absolutely.
It's a really unique fishery. Hey, John, congratulations on the big fish, man. What a
Love
great
it.
way to start it off. And I love that story. A 45-pound personal best, and it didn't even make the big fish of the morning. Pretty special. Hey, I had a great text come through. It says, "Hi guys, my question is for Rosie. So Chevo is our Ponga captain, and he always bleeds all of our yellowtail before he puts them into the front of our Ponga, where he covers them in what I feel is a truly amazing amount of ice from Mexico. It may not be RSW, but I always get these unbelievable vacuum-packed fillets when I get home. My question is, where does all the ice come from? Chevo is an expert at doing this. We think he takes the best care of our fish, and we absolutely love it. He's the only guy we'll fish with. Do all the captains treat their fish the same?" That's from Ed in Ventura.
Oh, good old Ed. Good morning, Ed. A few years back, we felt that we did need to up our ice on the Pongas. So not only do we make ice at the lodge, but there is an ice house in town. So, we make sure that the Ponga captains and our crew, the dock guys, will pick up a bunch of ice, make sure they get it onto the Pongas. And probably about maybe 5 years ago, we started to ask that they bleed the fish once they're caught. So some Ponga captains are still learning how to do that quickly and easily. Pros like Chevo will help them on out. But I tell you what, I really think it makes a difference in, the quality of the fish that we take home, that you guys take home. So, and again, it's like, our fillet crew, they're really good. We've taught them, how to do the whole table ready thing. When I first was going down there, they would peel the skin off the fish and put it in the bag.
Which works. I mean,
no, it does not.
I know, right?
It does not work.
I mean, kinda.
You better be careful who you're talking to here.
No.
I know.
It doesn't
Corey,
work.
Corey, I'm sitting between you and Rosie. So
I
you're
know.
safe.
It's a good thing.
Exactly.
Does it
good
work?
thing.
Sure. Does it work for Rosie? Well,
No.
You better be very
No, it
careful.
doesn't.
You better choose your words very
Well,
wisely, Corey.
And I'll be honest with you, I looked over at the gentleman that was doing the filleting, and I don't speak Spanish, so my interpreter, I said, "Can you ask him, would he eat it just like that?" And he looked down at it and he looked back at me. And I said, "Well, I wouldn't eat it." And so, he had another half slab there. So I had my knives. So I cut the skin off. And I said, "Which one would you rather eat?"
Yeah.
He pointed to mine. It's like, okay. I said, everything needs to be table ready. We want them to be able to open the bag, sashimi it.
Yeah.
Put a little
And be ready to
soy,
go.
a little sesame on it, and eat it. And we got a commercial grade vacuum sealer down there. I mean, everything I did at Fisherman's Processing, we basically do down there.
Yeah.
I got the vacuum pack machine from the same company. I've got the bags that it's all put into the same company, and our labels are from the same company. Everything's basically the same. You go home with table ready fish. It's going to be good. Hopefully you eat it quickly, but guess what? A year later, it's going to still be good. And
it is.
It is. And you know what? It's like, I'm sorry, but you don't go fishing and want to take your catch home if you don't want to eat it.
But the beauty of everything you described, Rosie, is you can only bring back so many pounds, 30, 40 pounds, whatever it might be for your individual weight. But you're bringing back premium.
The best.
Yeah.
You're bringing back the
Yeah,
best.
that weight doesn't include bloodlines and bones,
No,
and skin, and
it's going to be what you're going to eat. And then
Yeah.
how we even pack the fish into your cooler, it's going to be all your exotics first, whether it's your white sea bass, your halibut, maybe a pinto bass or something. And then the primo pieces of your yellowtail. And then if it all fits, great. If it doesn't fit and we have to leave a few tail pieces out of your yellowtail, well, that might be the next group's ceviche or
So you
something
make
like
the
that.
abondigas.
Yes.
There you go. Exactly.
It all gets used.
Yeah, totally. It's just awesome. Again, it's tailored to what you want it to be. And if you love yellowtail and that's what you want to eat, bring it all. Eat whatever. It's all good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
So
I love it.
Works out.
And everything you described about the cleanliness and like if you're enjoying the ceviche at the place, and
yeah,
you can walk a couple hundred feet, and they're more than welcome to have you look at what they're doing in the fillet house.
Yeah, they welcome it.
Yeah.
They take great pride in
Yes.
their skills.
They want you to see it.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and Ed and Ted, they love Chevo. They go 2 to 3 times a year or more. And if there's a certain captain that you want and you really want to have them, you call me and let me look through the trips and I'll tell you, hey, Chevo's available here, Martine's available there,
That's cool.
whatever, so that they can get their favorite captains.
So they might not, because that's the beauty of Cedros. Like from the day that you guys open your door, the fishing is just as good, if not better, all year round. You just happen to operate from this month to that month.
Right.
So there's really not a downtime.
There's not.
I love the place, and people come to me asking that all the time at the tackle. When's the best time to go? Like it might sound like the BS like stock salesman answer. There isn't a month that's you could not point to a time and say, well, this is better than that.
Yeah.
From the day you open your doors, it's always great yellowtail fishing, and the last day you close, you always hear about, I can't believe we're closing.
Yeah.
You know, we had limits of yellowtail, we had 4 big sea bass, we had a grouper, and then calico bass the whole time. So
when people come up to the shows or they ask me, when's the best time to catch a yellowtail? I say, well, I would say between maybe January 1st and December 31st.
Yeah, somewhere in that window.
And they're like, well, wait a second. I said, they don't leave.
Yeah.
Now, with the biosphere closure, I mean, okay, the long range boats really can't get in there, but more importantly, the bait seiners can't get in there. They can't scoop up the bait. Where there's bait, there's fish.
It's just it's the unbelievable spot for it. So the one thing I know about you is you're such like the matchmaker. You're so good with people's personality. Do you take that into account when you're like assigning boat to captain to this? Like, I mean, obviously you take the favorites out of it. Ed and Ted, they know they like fishing with shovels, so you're going to take care of that first. But these two guys are there for their first time. Like, how do you decide who to put with? Just I know that about your personality.
Oh, absolutely. And trust me, sometimes it pains me to really figure it out and make sure that it's perfect for that customer.
Yeah.
A lot of times, let me take a few instances that happened this last year. Got a dad taking his kids. Now, his kids are in their 40s. Okay. But they've really never fished before. So I need a really hands-on Ponga captain that, all of our Ponga captains have great customer service, but it's like, I know that I can put them with Martine and he'll make sure that their setups are right. Or that they've got the right tackle gear, whatever. He'll tie their knots for them.
Sure.
He'll get a mackerel on there, or he'll look through their tackle stuff and get a hookup bait or a surface iron for whatever they're doing. And he goes above and beyond to make sure that they are catching fish, whether he has to cast it out and hand it over, and then he'll help them. Okay, you're winding too slow, you're winding too fast. Okay, there you go.
And that's the experience that those guys needed.
Right. Yes.
But Jeff might go down being a fish killer, and he doesn't need somebody to pick
he doesn't
out
need
his
anything.
jigs. He doesn't need somebody to tie his knots. He just wants a guy that has that same mindset. Just put me on him, coach. I'm gonna catch him, and that's all he's after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
and it's fun because I've been on so many trips down there. I take my son when we do our family trip, and then periodically there's a newcomer.
Yeah.
And it makes me happy to be able to take a newcomer out and spend a few minutes, teach them how to cast an iron.
Yeah.
Teach them how to throw a live bait. Talk to them about the situation and what's going on. What do you look for? And to see somebody struggle a little bit and then give them some tips, maybe even let them use my rod and just say, here, don't let go. Just enjoy the ride and hand it off. And to see somebody grow in not only the excitement about where they're at, but the experience to catch fish sets it all to a new level.
Yeah, it's so rad.
So you don't have to know how to catch fish down there. It helps. But I'll tell
But
you what,
happens.
It's going to happen.
It will.
When I see guys that can cast 40 feet, right, and have struggling at it, and then they start winding it in because I tell them, hurry up, wind it in quick before a sea lion eats your jig, right?
And a 20-pounder ate it right there.
And right there at the side of the boat.
Yes.
It's so cool.
It's
awesome.
It happens.
Right. Well, and he did that last year because you guys invited a couple of guys on your Ponga that, I'll be honest with you, have been down many times and have always caught fish and done very well. But Jeff, you kind of fine-tuned their fishing. And they came back and said they learned so much, never caught so much fish, and really had a great time.
There it is.
So,
hey, we're going to be right back on Let's Talk Hookup. All this cool Cedros talk. I can't wait to talk more about it when we return on the Let's Talk Hookup app and 97.3 The Fan.
45 years. That's how long we've been right here on Mission Bay, helping friends and family like you discover the joy of sailing, kayaking, and everything life on the water has to offer. I'm Logan from Fastlane Kayaks, and if you ask Ron and Debbie Lane whether 45 years feels like a long time, They'll tell you time flies when you're having fun. You see, the Lanes have followed their passion for a life on the water, and they've made a living inviting others along for the ride. Over the years, the shop has grown and changed, and so have the employees and products inside. From selling catamarans in the 1970s as newlyweds, living in a VW bus in the store parking lot, to being the destination Hobie fishing kayak store they are today, working with their 2 sons and daughter. You might be looking for a new way to enjoy time on the water with your family, or maybe you're looking for a new way to stay active, enjoy nature, explore, and catch a spotted bait bass. Whatever your goals, come visit us in Dana Landing on Mission Bay, and we'll get you geared up and ready to enjoy life on the water.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. So, if you want your tackle to be the state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar, available at fine tackle dealers.
Hey, it's time for the 30-second Power Pro seminar. Here's the hot tip for those of us that like to fish with small reels for big fish. Fill your spools with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro. That means you're going to get more line on that small reel. Plus, you can fly line your bait more effectively. Here's another tip about Power Pro Max Quattro. Your casting distance will increase in addition to increasing your spool capacity. So downsize your tackle and use Power Pro Max Quattro. Check powerpro.com for more information.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and having so much fun talking Cedros with Rosie and Jeff. And you want to join us, the lines are full, but when somebody does drop off, 833-288-0973, and giving away a full day trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Lane. You
So
can text
I wanna
us via
go.
the app too, right? I know it.
Well, you got another hour and 15 minutes to get
I know
yourself
it.
in the running, man. The time's flying, and we're having fun, and we're talking fishing. And speaking of talking fishing, Corey, let's find out what's biting on the water.
I know,
Time for a catch report.
It is, and it's not all just about hooks with Gamakatsu. There's so much more, including the new Gamakatsu fillet knives. Once you try one, you'll always want more. And the new tools are also very special, including the Gamakatsu braid scissors made with the ceramic blades, so they will never rust. See your local dealer or check gamakatsu.com, and we've got him on hold, the man himself, Mr. Woolley from Dana Wharf Sportfishing.
What's up, Woolley?
Hey, good morning, guys. I
Morning,
will
Brian.
make the report quick so we can get back into all this cool Cedros stuff. For sure.
Yes.
Hey, for us this week, light loads has kind of been the name of the game. You know, it's just that time of year where we're getting out with 10, 15 guys, which is nice if you like to spread yourselves out a little bit. But plenty of room for us on both the half and 3/4 day trips this week. Half day guys, again, a majority of the action is coming off the bottom for those guys fishing like reverse dropper loops or dropper loops for the whitefish and sculpin. Bass action was a little bit slower this week. Water was relatively clean. It's been cool, 55 to 57. So, the colder water temps required more of that light line approach again for the bass guys. But I'll tell you, the live anchovy was the key to getting the bites for sure this week. The guys fishing the live bait fished and caught plenty of stuff there off of the bottom. 3/4 day guys still targeting that sculpin and the whitefish. Same deal with plenty of sculpin in the mix as it has been the last few weeks. Again, the rubber lures or the setups that have been doing fine on that. And then kind of depending on where we're at on our day with catching what we need on that sculpin, we've been kind of pushing into the beach and checking out some of the inside kelp zones, and there's quite a bit of kelp that's grown back in through that yellowtail kelp, barn kelp zone down below there inside Camp Pendleton, North County. They're off like Las Pulgas Road and whatnot, but quite a bit of kelp in there, which is good to see.
Interesting.
Finally here, the Fury, they have their April overnight schedule up. As is the case this time of year, lots of boat work going on, and when they wrap their boat work here, they're ready to go in April. So make a note of that. I think it's 12 dates. They have some midweek dates, some weekend dates, but they are on the books and ready to take reservations. I'd imagine he'll be at Clemente fishing cod and looking around the shallows for that yellowtail that seems to always be there in April. So that's kind of it for us this week. Super mellow. This week looks like there's some weather. Pardon me?
I said we'll take that though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, like you say, there was some good fishing. We got nice time right now. A little weather in front of us, but we'll take that report all day.
Yeah, no, just status quo again. Just kind of the normal deals what you'd expect for February. So give us a call if you want to hop on a trip this week. Again, look at the weather. It seems like some people come out and forget to look at the weather. But our number here, 949-496-5794. Of course, you can hit us on the web too at danaworth.com.
Awesome. Great report as always. Willie, appreciate that very much, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a great one. See ya.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. Hey, I had a great text come through. It says, good morning, guys. Great show. My question's for Rosie and for Jeff. Do the Ponga captains use trolling ever as a tactic for yellowtail? What is the most common way would you guys say that the boats target their yellowtail, and is the trolling done with live bait or with lures?
Great question, and yes. Trolling with a Rapala, mag 20, 30, sometimes a 40, but realize that a lot of times you're fishing in 60 feet of water. So sometimes that stuff comes up, has kelp on it. Live bait, absolutely. Especially on about halfway up the lee side, there's a very rocky area tight to the beach. And if you're going to troll a live bait through there, you will get bit by a bigger yellowtail, but be ready.
Okay.
At least 80-pound spectra or braid. I would not go anything less than 80-pound leader on your live bait. And when you hook it, get ready to run to the bow, because we're going to end up following it. It's just a lot of fun down there. It doesn't matter really what you use. It's just a matter of how soon you're going to get bit.
Totally. Yeah. We every morning, the typical morning starts with going right outside the harbor and jigging up a tank of mackerel.
Yep.
And I always tell people, like, man, do that every morning. Like every time we go, we make a tank of mackerel with the sabiki rigs. We don't intend to use one of them for our day, because we want to catch them on a surface iron, and we want to catch them on an MC swim bait, and we want to do all these things. But boy, I'm not going to go without every bullet in the gun possible. You know what I mean? Like,
as I always say, have a full quiver.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, we jig an entire tank full stuffed.
Yep.
Don't intend to use one, but I sure want to have them if that scenario presents itself.
Absolutely.
Well, even if you've caught your limit of yellowtail, there's nothing better than a slab of mackerel on the bottom.
Right.
With a 6-ounce sinker, sheephead, sea bass.
It's a big old goats.
You get some big grouper down there. You
just never know.
Never know.
And the mackerel making in the harbor is actually cool. It's fun.
So cool. We've actually had a guy, same guy, on one of the boats fishing next to us in our trip, using a sabiki for the first time. Never used one before.
Had the time of his life, I bet.
Dropped it to the bottom and caught a legal halibut.
Come on.
And we told him, we said,
great.
you're fishing too deep. Just get it down about 5 feet below the surface. What's he do? He says, well, I just caught a fish.
Yeah.
He dropped it down again, caught another one.
Come on.
2 legal halibut on a sabiki before we even left the harbor.
That is hilarious.
Or they go down a little too far and they're catching these little calico bass.
That's so rad.
On the
That is
the nursery.
funny, right?
I love it. I love it.
So full of life.
It is. It is. It's awesome.
Well, why don't we grab another text? This one is, hey guys, I'm absolutely loving this show. Can't wait to go down to Cedros. This year will be my first time. My question is about jig fishing. Is it mostly yo-yo on the bottom or surface up top? Just trying to make sure my tackle is prepared.
Yes and yes.
Yeah, exactly. But probably more so surface.
Yeah, well, it just depends on where you're at. If you get around the bottom of the island and you're starting to head back up towards St. Augustine, you can use a yo-yo. But when I do, just because the boat might be moving really quick due to the wind and current, is just pitch it, right? And let it hit to the bottom. And then, you kind of yo-yo in a bit of an angle, but it gives your jig some time in the water, because generally you're fishing in about 60 to 80 feet of water. And if you're yo-yoing, you're going to be doing a lot of work in a short space.
My last trip down there, Bucky had
Bucky, yes.
So he had, you know, down on the bottom, like a butterfly style. 45-pound fish.
Yeah.
Like it was going from stringer to stringer to stringer and pop.
Love it.
Just the fish of his lifetime.
Yeah. I love it.
From on the bottom. And you could have caught it on the surface too. But we were kind of not in the shallows, but in 35 feet of water up in the.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So you need to be ready with the right tackle to be able to fish and win. Right. I used to, when I first went down there, it was, I'm using my surface iron.
Yeah.
You know, I'll use my Jig Master 500, you know, just whatever. Right. And find out that, bad choice. Right. So then it just kind of kept gearing up. Now I won't throw anything less than 60-pound leader on a
There's no reason.
Yeah.
It gets bit.
Well, you're going to get kelped.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And you got to have at least the right tackle to fish in that zone. And if you don't, you're going to be highly disappointed. You're going to spend money on jigs needlessly.
Yeah.
Gear up. The fish are not shy.
Corey has preached about using heavy fluorocarbon for your calico bass fishing down there for years. And like, I just grew up fishing on a half-day boat where you fish 12 pound or 15 pound.
No.
And it was so hard to get that mindset out of you. And, you know, Corey always said, like you mentioned, Rosie, you're in a place where the opportunity for the biggest calico bass of your life is there. You don't necessarily need 60-pound fluoro to catch a calico bass.
No.
But what 60-pound does for you is after you've caught your 70th fish for the day,
right?
If that's when the 9-pounder bites, you're still absolutely in the driver's seat.
And
absolutely.
Without retying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do that same thing with 15-pound, and you've had, you know, 20 fish in a row, and you're excited. They're biting every cast. You don't think about retying, and then you hook your 8-pounder, goes away.
And so that
or that 40-pound yellowtail.
That's exactly
it.
And you got to get it through the kelp.
And when you realize a 60-pound works, it's on 80.
Exactly.
There it is.
That's how it happens.
Hey, we're having
Such a cool
so much fun with Cedros Sportfishing. We're going to be right back for the second hour. We've got more fish reports coming up and taking your
gotta be
calls.
standing by
On 97.3 The Fan, and let's talk about.
24 years ago, I visited this amazing place called Hawaii Archipelago. I just could not get enough of this amazing islands. Natural beauty, friendly people, and phenomenal fishing. I knew I needed to spend more time there. Moving forward to today, here I am, a fishing lodge owner. Hi, this is Valerie Hopridge from Queen Charlotte Safaris in beautiful Hawaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada. We're a boutique lodge just steps from the Sanskrit Harbor, offering truly a unique fishing adventure. Our fishing is world-class. You will fish for king salmon, halibut, lingcod, crabbing, and much more. Our fishing grounds are unspoiled, untouched, and surrounded by stunning scenery. We're dedicated to making your adventure an experience that will bring a lifetime of memories. We will welcome you as friends, and you will leave as part of our Queen Charlotte Safaris family. We are booking now. Please give me a call at 1-877-815-2892 or check us out on Instagram, Facebook, or visit our website, qcsafaris.com.
The best just got better. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 20A and 25A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship two-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. The Shimano's Talica success is driven by its durability and spec attributes, allowing the series to differentiate from other lever drag reels within the market. The Talica is built around a cold forged machined aluminum one-piece frame. The all-new Talica 20A and 25A now boasts Infinity Drive. Infinity Drive employs 2 drag washers housed in the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load as much as
40%. There's also a new lower low gear. If your utmost concern is performance without compromise, Talica 20A and 25A are the reels for you. Available now at your local Shimano dealer. This year, make reliable boating your resolution and back it with exhilarating deals with a new Yamaha outboard during Yamaha's New Year, New Reliability sales event. From now until March 31st, 2025, purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of coverage protection. Looking to hit the water with lower horsepower? There's a deal for you too. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $200 in dealer credit toward the purchase of additional goods and services. Don't miss this limited time offer. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2025, subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models exclude 24-month Yamaha extended service added to a 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealer for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Don't worry about missing Padres news. We'll update you on the latest on your way home. Gwynn and Chris, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey sports station. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sanden.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup here. Having a great time. 97.3 The Van. Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live. It is all happening this morning, and we are having such a great time in the studio with Jeff and Rosie talking about fishing at just, I know, Corey, you share the same sentiment as I, one of our most favorite places to go fishing in the whole world.
Does it get any better? Yellowtail, calico bass, halibut fishing, white sea bass. Come on.
Cedros Sportfishing, man. I'll handle
Bring
that.
Exactly. Awesome. I know we're having such a great time. You want to join us? Lines have been full, and they still are the entire time.
Good luck.
833-288-0973, or for sure, you can send us a text via the app, and that's only done through the app. Make sure you leave your name and telephone number. We're giving away a full day trip on the Liberty out of Fisherman's Landing at the end of the show, and it's super cool. And
we have some really good text standing by, and boy, but keep them rolling, man. It's been a great morning. Make sure you include that phone number, and yeah, hopefully you hit the coin toss just right at the end of the show, and you're going fishing with Captain Taro.
How cool is that?
We'll take it.
I know.
Well, hey, it's time for the continue with the catch report. We always say it's Corey's favorite part of the show. We got our surf guru standing by. Gundy Gunderson is on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Gundy.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Great, buddy. Good morning.
Man, I've had some days at Cedros Island.
Haven't we all?
It's just one of those places.
There's nothing like it. Absolutely nothing like it. Hey, we got some good news. You know, I think we're coming out of the wilderness here. Some of that big barred perch, the stuff we see on the northern front, you know, Ventura, Oxnard, that kind of thing is starting to come alive. Hook, line, sinker up there reported very good fishing on better quality fish. They checked in a 15-inch barred perch, so that's probably mid 2-pound class, somewhere around there. El Capitan, Galita, has been real good. The sand spit there near the harbor, real good. So, you know, we're getting into that time of year where you start looking for the spawn, and these are probably some pre-spawn fish starting to move a little bit. We're in February now. They also had a little influx of halibut. I think they checked in 5 legal fish from 24 to 28 inches.
Man.
Taking on a variety of baits, cut anchovy, lucky craft, some Zoom fluke fish. So they're starting to see some sign there, some good weather. And there's still a little off-color water, so you got to watch that, find the cleaner water. And, you know, throughout the L.A. area, Bolsa Chica there was probably a good spot for perch. Newport,
Ketchum reported that the river jetties and the street jetties were producing, and then Hogan's down there said Salt Creek was probably one of your better spots for perch, up to maybe 2 pounds. Pacific Coast started their perch derby, and they have a 2-pound, 4-ounce fish on the leaderboard there, taking on a Lucky Craft. And then they said the guys are fishing a lot of Lucky Craft for those bigger perch, aiming for that big bite. And, that's becoming more and more conventional. Several halibut in the lagoons, not big fish up to 25-inch on the legal side, and then starting to see more on the beach. So we're turning it around here, and I think as we go, it's just going to get better.
Oh, man. 15-inch perch? Are you kidding me? Hey,
That's
Gundy,
a nice one, huh?
we have a text that came in, and it comes from Mike in Hermosa. And Mike wants to know if Wiley's Bait and Tackle in Malibu, if they plan on rebuilding or what they plan on doing, reopening, or do you know any of that?
Tentatively, she says she wants to reopen, and that GoFundMe has been real generous. The folks have really produced, so that's been really encouraging to her. So we're hoping that she does it. That was such a special place, but a lesson to be taken is that Jenny the person has survived, and that's what's really important.
Yes,
she's really
right.
special. And if you sit down for half an hour with her, it's just you'll sit there and listen. She's got such a history and knowledge of sport fishing throughout the years.
Yeah,
Well said, Gundy.
Yeah, definitely a good one for sure. Hopefully she does reopen. An iconic shop for sure. But anyway, man, a 15-inch perch, 2.5 pounders. Are you kidding me? From Pacific Coast Bait and Tackle all the way up to Goleta, man. Good times, Gundy.
Yeah, and the halibut hunt starts right now. I think February, March. This is the time.
And don't let that cool water scare you.
Yeah, right.
I don't want you stomping on my grounds, but you know what I mean? But the cold water is not a deterrent for legal halibut. I promise you.
You've been talking a lot lately about how much bait is in on the coast. You think that's gonna help things in terms of your halibut fishing? Yeah, okay, my bad.
Yeah, don't give it all away.
My bad.
No, that's a very large key ingredient.
Right.
Yes.
I like it.
Bring it on.
Gundy, as always, brother, sure appreciate a fantastic report as you do every week. You do such a great job compiling so much info from all your shops and sources up and down the coast, and we just really appreciate you.
All right, you guys. I love doing it. Have a good week, gentlemen.
Thanks, Gundy. Talk to you next week.
Gentlemen.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our report. Hey, man, while they last, there's not a lot left. It was a big resurgence. Pick up your copy of the 2025 CCA Sport Fishing Calendar. You can find them at Fisherman's Landing, Seaforth Landing, Dana Landing, or at your favorite tackle shop. And by supporting CCA, you are working together to protect the rights of all of us California anglers. So much stuff on the line right now. So many good opportunities. And, man, what a great way to spend some bucks and help CCA out with that killer sport fishing calendar.
Do you have any calendars left in the shop?
I know we were down to a small. I think we
Small
do.
amount.
I think we have a very small amount, but we'll see if we
Dude,
can.
I live by it.
I know it's the Tide. It's the easiest. It's the one.
It's my fishing Bible.
Yeah, no doubt. We got it. We're looking at one right now.
There we are.
Well, hey, the phone lines are absolutely packed up. Corey, why don't we jump right back into it?
Let's do it. How about Tyler? Tyler calling all the way from Tennessee. Good morning, Tyler.
Good morning, Tyler.
What's up, Tyler?
Good morning, everyone. Hello, Rosie and Rick.
Good morning.
Nice to hear from you, Tyler.
Yeah, long-time listener, first-time caller, so excited to get through. I've been fortunate to have fished the island 5 times, all with Rosie and Cedros Sportfishing, and shout out to all my friends, Reggie, and all the guys from the Mission Bell Mafia. So I just wanted to bring up 2 things. Hear you guys talking about how great the fishery is, and it is so true. Anyone who's thinking about going fishing down there, I've been fortunate enough to get personal best on 5 different species, and it's just every cast could be a personal best. And the other thing is that from the first time that I went to the last time, the service and the amenities has just gotten better and better, and it's really cool to see the improvements every year we go back. So, for example, it's been Starlink for great internet.
Yep.
And now they have tackle storage service. So I don't have to leave, or I can leave all my weights and heavy lures down there so I can bring more fish home. And They have a new massage service that's great.
What?
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
food experience keeps getting better and better and better. So I just wanted to give everybody, if you've gone one time, it might be an even better experience if you go back again now, if it's been a few years. I'm just so thankful for the service that Rosie and the host there at the lodge put on. It's a dream come true to go down there every year. So see you in July and October, Rosie.
You got it.
There it is.
See ya.
You guys are like the Talica of places to go fishing. Like, it's one of those things where it's like the best thing there's ever been, and you can't possibly get it better. And then it's like, oh wait, no, they totally figured out a way to make it better. This like,
Yeah, I have the massage. Wait, how did I miss out on this one?
You know, we did have massage for a while,
Okay.
and then a couple of the masseuses left the island.
Yeah.
But we have new ones that have come back onto the
man.
island.
So
you know, because there's a training in that. I mean,
Sure.
these people are good.
Yeah.
So
that is so cool. So after your day of fishing around in the ponga and catching yellowtail
That's
and
it.
your bones are sore.
that's right. Get your back and shoulders back in line so you can do
Yes,
it again
please.
tomorrow.
How's that?
Right?
Tyler, you're ruining me.
Yeah, that's very cool, Tyler. Well, appreciate the phone call very much. Hey, we got a great friend on the line. Bill DePriest from from Pacific Coast Sport Fishing is on the line, and man, there's a big event that we are very excited about coming up in just a couple of weeks. Good morning, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Good morning. How's everyone doing?
We're doing excellent. We're talking Cedros sport fishing this morning and all that great fishing that's going on. And boy, you know, speaking of great fishing and celebrating fishing and having it all under one roof, PCS show is right around the corner. I'm sure you and Mike are very busy right now, but we're getting really excited that it's almost showtime.
Yeah, it's coming up quick. We've been over at the fairgrounds, meeting with the facilities over there and getting everything lined up for our growth this year with more booths.
Right
And
on.
we're really excited. It's obviously humbling to see the response from the fishing community in supporting what we're doing, and it just keeps growing every year. And we're just proud to be able to bring it to the public.
How are you going to possibly make PCS show bigger? Last year was such an insane success.
It was.
There was just booths everywhere. It was all the cool stuff that we like. It was everything. It was fishing tackle and fishing travel, and it was boats, and it was gear, and it was seminars, and it seemed like it couldn't be more. And then I hear this year it is bigger and there are more booths. I just don't know how you guys do it, but it was just so well run last year and such a fun time. And I can't wait for this year's show.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. Yeah, we've added another tent coming off the back of the Costa Mesa building that's 60 by 120.
Nice.
We'll fit another, I think it's 55 booths, something like that.
Wow, that's awesome, Bill.
And then we're just taking up more and more space, just trying to fit everybody in. If you look at the vendor list we released last week, you know, it's just pure to what we do and what we have a passion for, and without all the filler stuff. So the hardest thing is having to turn people away. So we just keep finding more and more space. And,
No, that's awesome.
you know, it's just talking with the fire marshals and stuff and getting everything approved has been the struggle, but we're working toward it. We're getting there.
If you haven't been to a PCS show before, what's so cool is it has such a great vibe and feeling, and you can kind of, yeah, it really does. There's such a buzz there, and you can kind of take in the show however you want. It's in multiple buildings, but they all flow together, and you know there's not like a set path where you just do this and it's fun and food and music in the center, and you know you might go in and buy your fishing rod, and then you're gonna go over and talk to Rosie about your trip, and you're gonna go check out some boats and eat some great food.
And there's stuff for kids to do.
A ton. Yeah, a ton.
It's a whole family affair.
One of the coolest things is that every building that you enter is like entering a brand new show.
It really is.
Versus walking down big, giant, long aisles that are monotonous, and you know, it's just a new show. Every building's a new show. You know, and all the boats and all the travel stuff and all the fishing tackle and the manufacturers. And I think what's so exciting to us is the amount of these small 10 by 10 or 10 by 20 booths that are these small mom and pop businesses that, you know, they have the opportunity to get out and get in front of so many people and introduce new brands, new lodges, and new tackle. And the opportunity is just so cool to put these things together and help people strive with their businesses is something we're very proud of.
You know, and it really is, because I'm that 10 by 20 booth and we're that smaller mom and pop place. And what I like about Bill and Mike is their attention to detail and how they really listen to their customers. I am their customer, and I needed something a little fine-tuned and tweaked, and they listened to what my needs were, and they took care of everything. And you know, it just, and thank you, Bill. I really appreciate everything that you have personally done for us at Cedros Sport Fishing, because we are in a great location. We're very visible. You know, the flow to the whole show is fabulous, and you guys do such a great job. And just watching the growth over the last 9 years, from being in one building to now taking it all over, man, taking it all over. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate our vendors. I mean, no matter if we were in one building or the entire fairgrounds, you know, we're very aware of the fact that without you guys, we don't have a show. So that's why we do the special, you know, In-N-Out burger on.
Oh, that was fabulous. Oh, it was fabulous.
Come on.
Loved it.
And this year we got the fry truck, so it's not going to be chips. It's actually going to be fries in the In-N-Out burger.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
And the coolest part, Bill, I have to say, is it's only an hour and 10 minutes from San Diego.
From anywhere.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so central.
So perfectly located
Yes.
that if you're in Los Angeles, it's a short drive down. If you're in San Diego, it's a short drive up. If you're in Orange County, it's in your backyard.
It's a friendly drive.
One of the things that I really enjoy, Bill, that I think over the years has been amazing that you guys have done is all the seminars you have. And you year after year have put together some really creative ones, some of the biggest names, some that are unique. Anything that you really are excited on the seminar scene for this year?
We're actually going to be launching all of our seminar speakers on Tuesday of this week. There's always new and exciting stuff. We're breaking into some different categories that we have not gotten into. We're probably adding some more sport boat stuff. It looks like we're going to bring Carl back with Steve Lasley with the airplane stuff. And then we're looking at conditions and migrations and stuff from the sky. And there's just so many different things, but just being able to cover, you know, everything from trout to bass to surf fishing, all the way up to swordfish and bluefin, and you know, that's kind of where we're at. I think the jigging stuff is still very popular. We're bringing in some new names to that seminar. It's just trying to bring the current, most up to date information from the captains that are the top guys in the industry, and that's been our focus since day one. And we'll be producing the best ones we've ever done this year again. So we're very proud of that.
Again, it's one of the things that's so cool about PCS shows. You guys built a show around everybody's fishing thing. You know, if you're, you know, not everybody has an opportunity to go on a 16-day trip and fish long range. If you do, that's available for you. But if you're a guy that likes to go surf fishing, there's not only surf fishing tackle there, there's not only surf fishing experts there, there's also surf fishing seminars there. Like whatever category you're into, both the tackle, the innovation, the people, the seminars, like you hit it at every level.
Yeah, we definitely try to hit all the categories, like you said, from rod building to taking trips to, you know, every different place on earth. And the other thing that's been a big focus for us is trying to really work with the brick and mortar tackle shops, our tackle retailers. We're very proud to have the tackle retailers that we have. And I think we put together probably the best group of tackle retailers to shop at that I've seen at a show. And they're all spread out into these different buildings. And, you know, we have large acre retailers in each building. And I think it gives someone the complete shopping experience. And each tackle retailer has their expertise. You know, like I said, we have guys from freshwater, big swim baits for bass to, you know, you guys with the tuna and the sport boat stuff. And I just think that, you know, what we put together, it's I read back on the list and it's pretty darn impressive. And again, we're humbled by the support from the industry. You know, without that, we couldn't put it together.
Well, it's because you guys are doing such a good job. There's no doubt about it. You have grown the show into the monster that it is now, and it's very well deserved. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and we can't wait. Give us the details. When, where, and how do we do it, Bill? We're really excited.
So the show is March 6th through the 9th. It's at the Orange County Fair and Event Center, which you guys probably know it from being kids at the Orange County Fairgrounds. You can go to sportfishingfestival.com. You can buy tickets ahead of time. You can buy tickets at the door. It's $20. kids 12 and under are free, and also active duty military with an ID are free as well. The other thing is support the CCA when you guys are there. They have their big booth set up with their star tournament and the boat that they're giving away during that tournament. That's another thing we're just super excited about, is raising some more money for War Heroes on Water as well. We do our Friday night vendor deal. I think we've raised over $100,000 the last 2 years for them.
Good for you guys, Bill. That's
incredible.
awesome.
That kind of stuff is just really puts the icing on top there, and it makes sure that we can give back as well.
Well, you're really doing it right, and it shows, and it's just one of the many reasons why you guys are having the success that you are, and we're really stoked to be a part of it. I know Let's Talk Hookup's going to have a booth. Pete claimed that was it. No more, show from here on out, and Pete's going to be there, so that'll be fun. Or Let's Talk Hookup, I should say, is going to be there with Pete at the helm, and it's just awesome, buddy. We can't wait. We're really excited, and man, there's nowhere near enough time to get it all in this short one. So we're going to need to call you back as more seminars climb on and more info. We're going to have you back and keep us pumped up, buddy. We can't wait.
Sounds good. We'll talk soon, and thank you guys for your support. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it very much. That's going to be fun.
Oh, so much, so incredible, Rick. And my hat's off to Bill for making it a 4-day show.
Yeah.
Like as a customer, but as a vendor, a previous vendor, it's like 5-day show. It can be very daunting because it's a week of your life that is in the show, right?
Sure.
So to narrow it to a 4-day window and it Thursday through Sunday,
it's packed full of
Bring it
killer
on.
stuff, man. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. We're full speed ahead at the tackle store, getting ready.
I can't imagine.
Deals, pricing, packing, all that stuff. It's all we're focused on right now. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
really good show for sure. Well, speaking of all we're focused on, I'm focused on talking fishing, and the phones are absolutely packed up. Let's jump back into them, Corey.
Let's do it. How about John? John called from Escondido. Good morning, John.
Hey, John.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, Rosie. So my question is, I have two, I guess. My first one, I love to fish, but I have lots of fishing friends that I meet on the boats and things like that. But my buds normally, can't take a week off from work or and stuff. So I end up going when I go fishing by myself. And fishing by myself, do I have any say-so in where they fish since I'm fishing with another group? And do I have to do anything special so you can plug me in because I'm a single? My second question is my wife likes to travel with me. She fishes a little bit. She loved Queen Charlotte Safari, but she was paired up. We were paired up with another couple that encouraged her to fish. But she does speak fluent Spanish. Is there anything for her to do while I'm out fishing if she wants to come and travel with me?
Okay, so let's go off on your first question. If you're a single coming on down, you're going to kind of have to get a big interview by me because what I do is I see
what Rosie lives for.
I did. It's like, what type of fishing do you like? What is your main focus? What fish are you looking for to get your personal best? Because I need to set you up with like-minded people.
The matchmaking.
Basically.
Yes.
Dead, basically. And it's like,
I'm pretty easy going that way.
And, for me, it's like, first of all, you guys all like to fish. Ding, ding. That's number one. But, I have a lot of guys that go down there that they just want to focus on calicos. So I would find out if you're calico focused or if you want to go, get your yellowtail in the morning and then go get all the extras in midday and afternoon. So so I would find out kind of what you like to do and set you up with that group. And again, then which Ponga captain set you up that way too. As far as the wife goes, I have to say I've got a lot of guys that do bring their wives. Some that say she won't fish. I guarantee you she's not going to fish. She's not going to fish. You know what? You can't get her on the Ponga. She ain't going to do it. And I always say, well, I'm going to buy her a fishing license anyway. And I can't tell you how many gals have gone down there and it gets me lumpy throated and tears to my eyes every time. And one gal, it's been 3 years ago now, that said, okay, she'll go out on the Ponga. So she finally went out on the Ponga. Her fish, her yellowtail that she caught was bigger than my personal best.
Wow.
My personal best yellowtail is only a 33-pounder, and she caught a 35-pound yellowtail.
That's incredible.
And I have pictures of her just crying and so happy and thrilled. So, get your wife on the ponga.
But the other way you could do that too, Rosie, is fish closer to the harbor, right, in the morning.
Absolutely. And then she
John,
can go back at noon.
Yeah, she could go back after a few hours, or you could do it the opposite. You can go fish her yellowtail, or that at the south end, and go pick her up at noon, and she could come out for 3 hours while you drift for halibut.
Absolutely. And then as far as something for her to do on the island, no. We're a very small, even though we're a large island.
Yeah.
It's a very small community. We're only on the south lee of the island. There's no movie theaters. There's no malls. So I would say bring down a great magazine or a book. Sit on the upper deck of the lodge.
Put your feet up on the seawall.
Yes. Check out the dolphins frolicking in the water and, the sea life. And
great place to relax, but there's not a budding metropolis.
Exactly. Which is a good thing.
Exactly. That's why I go.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's a thing in the past. I don't know if it still is. So, apologize if not. What about the potential of paying the little extra and having the boat for the 2 instead of 3? Is that still
we do
an
that?
option?
What's so crazy is we do that probably 6 or 7 out of 10 trips.
Okay.
We've got 2 per ponga. And basically the way that works, usually if there's 2 people on a trip that want 2 per ponga, the way the math works, there's usually at least 1 or 2 more 2 per pongas. So what we'll do in that instance is I will lease another ponga, whether it's a 5-day trip, 6-day trip. I lease another ponga from Lalo and Javier. And
who are already your captains.
Yes.
It's not like you're just getting some random boat from some random place.
No.
You're getting it from the group of guys that you already work with.
I can do 12 pongas a day. I have the capability of doing 12 pongas a day. So basically I will lease a new ponga or another ponga, and I will split the cost of that leased ponga between those 6 anglers. So on a 5-day trip, it's $200. 6-day trip is $250 for the trip, not per day.
That's not that much.
No, it's not.
That was just my thought. If you're going down with your gal and you would rather it just be the 2 of you for whatever reason, if the comfort is more, or you just don't want to take the, hey, we're going to go in early. You don't want to take that out on anybody. It's just boom. It's your deal.
And John, there's some incredible yellowtail fishing on the lee of the island.
Oh yeah, there is.
That if you wanted to take your wife, John, and just spend the time on the lee, and there's 22 miles of shoreline on the lee, you could go all the way to the north end and fish some of the lushest of kelp.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And have 20 to 30 pound yellows.
Yeah.
Like right there.
You look at Cal and Eric Sheets. They go out in the morning, and sometimes Cal's done by noon, or what. And Eric's got the ponga to himself if they do a 2-fer, and he and the ponga captain are off and running.
That's good.
And like I said, it's one of the best places to do nothing in the whole world. Like I would have no problem spending a day at the lodge and just having a cold Pacifico and watching the sun go by. Is there a ton to do there? Nope. And that's what you love so much about it. It's great. John, I think you'd have a blast, and I think you should bring Cindy. I think she'd like it.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it very much, bro. Very much. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming away, including we're going to check in with Yusuf, the Angler's Realtor, find out what's going on in the real estate world. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, the Facebook and YouTube Live, and on 97.3 The Fan.
All of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year, and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportfishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
I've had the opportunity to fish many places in many different types of water, but never have I fished a place as much fun as Katmai Lodge in Alaska. Hello, my name is Harold Davis, typically fishing in the ocean, but this is an experience that you have to try for yourself. Fish natural rivers with tens of thousands of fish coming up, and they have all the gear: spinning, bait casting, fly rods, kings, silvers, pinks, sockeyes, and my favorite, the chums. Outstanding food, outstanding accommodations, great service. The lodge is located in the beautiful Katmai National Park, filled with amazing wildlife. Brown bears, moose, eagles, otters, and it has spectacular scenery. And also the fact that the lodge is located right on the Alagnak River and your boat is just steps away from your room makes it great. Do yourself a favor. Call Charmel at 1-800-330-0326 or go online, katmai.com. And like Pete says, they will hook you up.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And at your San Diego County Ford dealers, you can find yours with the Ford F-150. Whether it's towing, powering up, or getting from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds, the power to choose between gas, hybrid, or all-electric is yours. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Only at your San Diego County Ford dealers, they'll be glad to hook you up.
All right. Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And like you said, Rick, having so much fun. And you want to join us, and the lines are still full, but 833-288-0973, or send us a text via the app, or giving away a full day trip on the Liberty.
Yeah, we can just save. You can save your time looking. It was Jeff and Rosie and Cedros Sportfishing.
I
They're
know
gonna be
it.
full the whole time. They were full before we went on the air this morning.
Wow.
It's been wild.
So
very
Love my guys.
Been a very busy morning. Lots
That's
of fun
awesome.
going on. And hey, as promised, we're gonna find out what's going on with our Fishdope.com report, brought to us by the Anglers Realtor Yusuf this morning, Corey.
And it's also brought to us by Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get your premier processing experience. Check out the easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. And with more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity and the finest customer service. You can stop by their location in Old Town and Taylor Street, or you can check them out at fishermansprocessing.com. And don't forget to make your reservation today.
Well said, man. No doubt about that. Well, we've got him on the line. Yusuf, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How we doing?
We're doing great. We kind of got through that little spat of weather. Got a couple of nice days here now. What did our fishing hang through? I know there was a lot of bait, some good fish we talked about last week. How are we doing?
Still doing about the same.
Okay.
Bass bites slowed off everywhere a little bit. Up in Santa Monica Bay, like I said, bass bites slowed down. It did pick up on night fishing, though. There's a lot of guys getting them at the Santa Monica Artificial Reef, getting some good sand bass and sculpin. White fishing in that area is good as well as the out front spot. Same deal, jig head with fresh dead or, just a strip of squid. Palo Verde down to Newport Beach, the halibut fishing is solid still. Be fishing off of structure on hard bottom, find the bait, then find the fish. Fishing's good in 50 to 100 foot deep water from Point Furman to Angel's Gate, as well around the Rex, Gambler, and the Olympic. These are 10 to 25 pound fish. The Native Sun the other day on Friday put a 35.5 pound halibut on the boat.
Come on,
man.
Which is crazy. That is a solid fish.
Wow. Slug.
And one thing they're running into, though, is people pulling up in front of them and anchoring. So, guys, please watch out for the Native Sun. Give them room. Catalina, same story. There's a ton of squid. The backside fishing for sea bass is a little slow, but the halibut bite is pretty steady. Front side still, same deal. There's some small bonita out front. Live squid on a 3/4 ounce slider with an 8/0 ahi twist hook is the deal. Use 40 to 50 pound line because some of these fish are on the bigger side. Church Rock to Salta Verde has been the best zone and continues to be. There is still some sea bass between Eagle Rock and Cat Harbor, and from Pedestal Rock to Sentinel Rock. Down in Dana Point and Oceanside, the bass bite has slowed down a little bit, but it's the same deal. The halibut bite has picked up. Look in the areas of Buck Pipe and San Mateo Kelp. San Diego, La Jolla, we're pretty sure the same deal with the halibut is going on. We just don't have a ton of reports. The lower 9, we've got some good reports of rockfish in the 400 to 7 foot, 100 foot range, big reds. Islands is still pretty slim. Not a lot of charter boats heading in that area. there is some news of yellowtail schools popping up off of Cunabanda. People have been fishing those and doing pretty well. Not huge spots of fish, but they are there. Thursday, another stray bluefin was caught 371, 425 area on a Mad Max by a Pongero.
Interesting.
No way.
And then Santo Tomas and San Jose, the rockfish have been very good, as well as as well as whitefish, big reds. And that's the report, guys. I will be in the PCS booth at PCS in the Fishdope booth for most of the show. Come by and say hi.
We'll do that for sure. Yusuf, great call. Like I said, it's exciting to see you guys and the whole crew at Fishdope up at the show. And it's been a very busy time, but we always like getting our little weekly update in the real estate world. How's things going?
Things are going great. It's picking up quite a bit. Interest rates have backed off a little bit finally, and people are shopping.
Good.
I think we're getting some of the influx from people in LA as well. Getting more and more calls from up there. If anybody up in LA needs help with anything or just advice, feel free to give me a shout anytime. And I don't need anything. I just want to help.
Lots of people say things like that, but I've been on the receiving end of Yusuf, and you are that way, you know. I mean, and that's how you've grown your business to be as such. Like, you know, you always want to do business with a guy that's just willing to help you, and you really are. Like, it's not a, you know, when you use either your website services or just all the talking to you, it's just the business comes naturally because you're a good dude that helps everybody, and that's always been your approach. And we sure appreciate you, man. You do a great job, Yusuf.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Everybody that listens to this show has helped me a ton with my business, and I've loved helping them.
That's awesome. Well said, buddy. Appreciate it very much, and we'll look forward to another great Fishdope.com report next week. You can save $30 off of a Fishdope.com subscription. If you buy a new subscription and use the code HOOKUPNOW, all lowercase with no space, it's going to save you $30. And if somebody wants to keep in touch with you and they do want to ask you some questions or looking for a hand, how do we do it, Yusuf?
You can get me on my cell phone anytime, 619-277-2169, on social media at Cal Realty. The website is sportsmansrealty.com. You can search homes on there. If you want a free home evaluation, go to SoCalHomeEval.com and we'll shoot you an evaluation, and I won't haunt you.
It's the truth. Great job, buddy. Appreciate it very much. We'll talk to you next week.
Take care.
Thanks, bro.
I
Appreciate
look forward
that.
to next week's. And that was brought to us by Norsk Lithium Batteries. And they're here in Southern California. Designed specifically for marine use, Norsk Lithium features prismatic cells for extreme durability, solid connections, longevity, and reliability. The Norsk Guardian Advanced Battery Management System allows you to monitor the health and charging status by using an app on your phone. Norsk also makes a complete line of kayak and electric reel batteries. Make an investment in the best for your boat at Norsk Lithium. Check norsklithium.com or go see the trolling motor doctor at Anglers Marine or at Anglers Marine in both Anaheim and Lakeside for your Norsk Lithium batteries.
There it is.
I bet there'll be one of those will be at the PCS show.
I know Anglers Marine had a huge display last year, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again. No doubt about it.
It'll be a good one.
Let's do it. Well, hey, the phones are absolutely packed solid. Corey, let's jump back into them.
How about Dave? Dave calling from Anza. Good morning, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Say, I've enjoyed my trips down there to Cedros so much, and I got to tell you, it's more than a fishing trip. It's a first-class Baja adventure, and I really enjoyed that plane ride down there. That thing's a thrill. So my question for you, Rosie, is I don't want to use the word improve, but is there anything new that we can expect down there at the lodge or with your fishing this year?
You know, that's a great question, Dave. And yes, absolutely. So this year we have brought on a new general manager of Mexico operations. Yeah, Rich, that used to be with us years ago, is back, and we're so happy to have him. He is going to take care of, you know, the day-to-day goings on down at the lodge. So he'll probably be down at the lodge at least 2 weeks out of the month, maybe more. Okay. And he'll also take care of, you know, we got a great tackle room. Lots of tackle there. He'll also take care of our rod and reel setups, making sure that the rental gear has always got fresh line, making sure that each person that wants to rent rod and reel setups, that he gets you what you need, whether it's a bait stick or a jig stick or something like that. If you need fresh line, we'll have fresh line down there.
Great idea.
Also, I think you maybe have heard Tyler said something about like tackle storage. Make sure that we get your stuff in the storage area like that. So,
which is new. I mean, that's
we've actually kind of done that, but
Kinda.
now with some new buildings that we have, we're able to accommodate more and really take care of it, because the tackle storage is a good thing. Ed and Ted, they leave stuff down there, been doing it for years. Now we're going to have an area that, because your rods need to stand straight up, they can't be leaning against a wall, and just everything just needs to be done right.
How cool though that you can get to a spot Jeff was talking about. If you've got a dedicated set of gear and you're in the position to just have that and leave down there, you can be doing your trip with a backpack.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that actually have left their tackle boxes down there because it's the tackle that they use at Cedros.
Yeah.
And they might leave, maybe depending on their setups they have duplicates of or whatever, might leave a couple of setups down there and maybe only take one back or none at all.
I'm computing right now. I mean, if I left my 30 pounds of gear there, could I actually bring home 50, 60 pounds?
I have a guy that does that, Alex. I have a guy, Alex, that does that. And I tell you what, he's my poster.
That was such a good call. That was such a good call.
Not that I need to be a fish hog, but I mean, if I wanted to, I could maximize my.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great call.
Yeah.
You don't need to be, you're transporting back your yo-yo jigs and your surface irons and your
6-ounce
lead heads
sinkers.
and exactly.
Yeah,
Keep that
Alex
down
carries
there.
a backpack. That's all he carries, and he doesn't even bring his clothes home. He gives it to the guys. But he brings back probably the closest I've ever seen to 60, 65 pounds of fish.
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
I have to have 2 bags for him.
Yet again, you just pick every little
Yeah.
thing you could do to make it better. You
Yeah.
don't ever seem to stop taking the
wheels are
business to the
constantly
next level.
turning.
I love it. Hey, great call, Dave. Appreciate it very much. Let's jump back into the phones. Corey.
Let's do it. How about Scott? Scott calling from El Segundo. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Doing
man.
good.
Talking about Cedros. You kidding me?
Thanks. Yeah. Thanks for taking my call. I just want to say something to the folks that are thinking about going down there. I grew up kind of surfing and fishing Baja and such like that. And I feel like that's kind of changed over the decades. And the place that you can get that kind of feel, that old school Mexico fishing from the Pongas, is really Cedros. Gang, these folks are undercalling it as far as how good it is.
Yeah.
So my buddies and I, we went down this last year, and we averaged catching about 35 yellowtail a day, all on surface iron.
Jeez.
Ricky at Fisherman's set us up right, told us what to take down. But quite honestly, you can go down with a surface iron jig stick and 40-pound mono and just absolutely kill them. We would fish until our arms were like we couldn't pull on any more yellowtail. We go, well, let's go back in and catch calicos. But the doggone yellowtail were just bigger on the inside. And
Isn't that funny?
Our jigs and everything else. And so our biggest yellowtails were after we were done fishing yellowtail while we were fishing calico bass.
God, that's cool.
So,
Well, and Scott's another fine
it's
example of, he likes his certain Ponga captain. He wants Mario. Which lodge do you have, or which trips do you have open that has Mario on? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I remember you telling me that this was kind of a bucket list trip for you too, and you guys wanted to go, and not that you'd be one and done, but this might be, you do this once in a while, but yeah, y'all sign back up again, huh?
For sure. I've done a lot of long range stuff and all that, and I've been on a few of the 6-day trips, the Let's Talk Hookup trips on the Shogun and the RP and all that good stuff, and that stuff's amazing. But I got to tell you, the best vacation I think I've ever had has been at Cedros.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
It was outrageous. And quite honestly, just grab your jig stick and a bag of Giga surface irons and go down there, and you will absolutely have the fishing experience of a lifetime. It was incredible.
There you go.
We can't wait to get back down there. We're so excited. We're going in the fall.
That's awesome.
And just amazing. The service is impeccable. The whole thing about flying from Tijuana, that whole thing, Rosie has you totally squared away. I don't get anything for saying this. I just want to talk to my fellow fishermen and just say, they're undercalling how fantastic it is.
You need to get this guy in the booth, Rosie.
I know, right? Scott, well, what you doing on March 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th?
Scott, I want to sign up with you, man. I'm in.
I'm ready.
That's awesome. Hey, an awesome phone call, buddy. Appreciate it very much. Couldn't agree more. Everybody,
Right?
everybody the whole time was shaking their heads. Yep, it's that good. It's that
And
good. Is that good.
And we were chuckling about the big fish fishing calico bass, big yellows, because
totally
it happens, man.
It happens.
They're tackle busters.
It happens more often than not.
Yes.
So cool.
Okay, yeah, our least experienced fishermen, while fishing halibut at the end of the day, caught the largest yellowtail of the trip, a 40-pounder on a bass rod.
Was that Tony?
Fishing a little Colt sniper.
Oh my God!
I love it. That's so rad. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you got us.
Thanks so much, Rosie.
Oh, you're welcome,
You're the
Scott.
luckiest guy on the planet.
Yes, I am.
That's cool.
Scott has me sold.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm in. Appreciate
Thank
the
you,
phone call
Scott.
very much. I had a fun text. Says, good morning, all. I love going to Cedros sport fishing. The local team, the meals, the fishing are all phenomenal. I've been to other lodges, other competing lodges, and while I can't say anything negative, what I can tell you is Rosie and her team clearly differentiate themselves with the highest level of service, which I really appreciate. My question is about making live bait. In terms of whether we need to make it in the morning, if we just want to fish jigs, can we skip that aspect? Is there any possibility of getting bait ahead of time? It sounds like Ted in San Diego loves the place, but is not a guy that wants to spend his time bait making.
Not a bait dude.
Yeah, and if you don't want to make bait, I tell everyone, look, this is your trip.
Yeah.
This is your trip on the Ponga. You guys are all like mine. If you don't want to make bait, don't make bait.
Yeah.
And we are working, a couple of years ago, we had some teenagers that would go out and get some bait in the morning and then get bait for the Pongas. And those guys kind of grew up. So, and we're kind of working on the same thing again, is trying to, have the opportunity to make sure that if you guys want bait ready for you, that we can have that done.
For a small fee?
Yeah. I don't know, buck of mackerel. I don't know. We'll figure it all out.
Whatever it is.
Whatever
right?
it is. We'll figure it out.
I was down there at a time when that was a thing, and exactly that. You throw them $20 and you get 20 baits, and away you go. With that said, though, I mean, the bait making process.
It's kind of fun.
I understand. Trust me, I understand this is our trip and we're ready and we're excited to go. But like the bait making process,
It's competitive, man.
Take 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the bait is so good down there. You land on it, you sabiki up, boom, the tank's full, you're off away again. Like,
And how is it that they're like the perfect size
they
every
always
time?
are. It's
Like
wild.
9, 10 inches. Like,
Yeah.
perfect.
We had a gentleman last year that actually sent me a picture making bait. Like on the cooler, there's a little measuring device.
Yeah.
He put down a mackerel. It was a foot long.
Come on.
Howard Hodder.
That's a salami there.
It was
I'll take
Howard.
it.
He was like, check this out. Check out this
Yeah,
mackerel I
that's
caught.
cool.
Personal best. Right
Personal
there.
best mackerel.
I like it. Well, the phones are packed up, Corey. Let's jump right back in.
Okay. How about Alex? Alex calling from San Carlos. Good morning, Alex.
What's up, Alex?
Hey, good morning, guys. My question is about these big grouper that are down there. I was trying to figure out what's the best season, the right setup for that. To be honest, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start to try to get like right fitted for something like that. And then the second
The biggest thing is to make sure your Ponga captain knows you want to catch one.
Yeah, and be vocal. Like tell them that's what you want to go do.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then I keep going. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Keep going.
Oh, no worries. No, and then the other question would just be, as far as like drinks go, like beer. If I want to take my dad, I don't know if do we get a case like at the duty free shop? Do you guys have beer down there?
I can tell you how easy that is, Alex.
Yeah.
The convenience store is I don't know, quarter mile away. I mean, you could at the
hop,
most
skip, and a jump.
They will take you from the lodge. I can tell you personally. They can take you, and I mean, what does it end up being on the island? Like 75 cents a beer or something? I mean, some ridiculous.
Maybe a buck of beer at the most.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you bring it back to the lodge, and that's you can carry them down for the day or whatever you want to do. And
Well, and if you're like my husband, who says he's not a beer snob, but is,
But happens to be.
but happens to be, he
On my
likes his certain cocktails, whether they're cocktails in a can or beers.
Yeah.
And this is the great thing. Remember, if you're going to take beer or alcohol with you, have the beer be in a can. If you're going to take a bottle of whiskey, make sure it's properly wrapped and put it inside the middle of your luggage. I have all the confidence, full faith in you that you're going to drink all of that. It's not going to count towards your weight coming back home.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can take some of the stuff with you, and that's fine. If not, go down to, the stores, support the locals and buy some beer. Go back to the big grouper. Jeff, you want to,
Yeah, it's funny because we've stopped to fish, just sheephead, something of the nature, bottom drop for a big yellowtail.
Already caught limits of everything. Let's go do something else.
And just kicking it and dropping it down, 80-pound leader, lesson learned. I've hooked a couple of fish there that on my Talica 12, I could not stop.
I've been wrecked.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have been wrecked.
Yeah. And are there big grouper down there?
There are.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I think from a conservationist like myself, I love letting calicos go. Yeah,
Right.
I'll keep one or two, but let those big grouper
Absolutely.
go.
It was
please.
not my
breed
target
stock.
species. I was
No.
really hoping it was going to be a white sea bass.
Yeah.
And if it were, it would have been probably, obviously my personal best, but twice in a row, same spot, just wrecked. Like you said, just couldn't even slow them down.
And if I can say, like, that 30 to 50 pounder is almost perfect for eating.
It is
perfect
good for
keeping.
eating.
Like, that's kind of and the fish cleaning part of it. You can ask for the collars.
Get the collars, make the collars that night. Have them broil or barbecue the collars. There's
How'd I
so
miss
much.
that?
There's so much
Just
meat in
gotta
them.
ask.
But but the other thing is that if you do happen to catch that big one,
150 pounder.
those things are old. You guys don't realize
Yeah.
how
And the
old those
breeders.
fish are, and they're a great breed stock.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, they're probably not the best tasting fish down there when they start
Probably
getting
not.
that old. So it's like, the Ponca captains are very well versed in what they call burping them, getting them to go back down.
Yeah.
So, let them go back down. If you want to keep that 30, 40 pounder,
Oh, perfect.
last time I looked at the back of your Mexican fishing license, you can actually catch one.
How about that?
So
legal, it's
it's
legal.
legal.
Yeah.
It's caught on a Mexican fishing vessel with a Mexican fishing license, and it's filleted in Mexico.
There you go.
That sounds so delicious
it's
right
legal.
now.
Okay, I'm in. I want to go. I'll tell you what we haven't talked about this whole show is how we go do it. So if
Oh my
somebody wants to
gosh.
go on a trip, I know how busy it gets. How do we come? What times are available? I mean, the unfortunate part is you have made such a fantastic operation that it fills up. And I
It does
always
fill
say,
up.
like, man, if you know you're going to go, please. PCS show is like the time when spots really vacuum up. So like you're in a window right now where there's not going to be 1,000 people that talk to Rosie trying to book their trip. Like call right now, like before those spots. get
And
vacuumed up.
you better hit us up before the PCS show. I'll be honest with you. But right now, the best thing to really look at, first of all, start with who are you going with, get your buddies together, get online, CedrosSportfishing.com, go to our schedule, look at our openings. Okay. I have added trips. Now that we have 2 lodge, I keep on adding trips.
Yeah.
What's
So
the difference between the two? Lodge 1, the original, and Lodge 2. I've only visited Lodge 1.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Lodge 2 is the rooms are all flat. They're all together. They all have sliding glass doors that go out onto a community balcony or upper deck, whatever. You're all right there. The rooms are a little bit bigger. The bathrooms are a lot bigger. The food is always great. We have a English speaking host at both lodges. So, there are stones throw apart from each other.
You would have to pry me like an abalone from Lodge 1, but Cal and Eric love Lodge 2.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's flat.
That's what it is.
Yeah, no steps to get up if your knees are hurt.
Cal does great.
Oh, okay.
So
I get it.
Okay. So, but the other thing is just, look at the schedule, figure out what time is going to work best for you. Give me a call. We'll talk about the dynamics of the trip. Phone number for us is 619-772-7570, but that's also on the website.
And you're
And
gonna be talking to Rosie. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, you talk to you.
I
It's
pick
not-
up the phone.
Yeah. And then when you call back, it's you, and it's you who put people on 1,000 trips before. And
and you don't like you said, it is just one person making the thing. So if you've talked to me once, got a pretty good memory still. I might be in my 60s, but it's still pretty much going on there. And it's like, and I'll remember with a lot of the guys I know, it's like I know what you want each time. So, but yeah, we'll get you dialed in and see what trips we can get you on.
And I saw a lot of texts that were referring to the time of the year. I've been there from June, July, all the way to October.
Yes.
There is not a bad month.
There's really not. And it's like, okay, what do you want to catch and what type of weather do you want? We got a lot of guys that, I like the heat in August. I'm a warm weather gal, but I've got guys like, I want a little bit cooler. I want to go in May and June. I still want to wear my jacket in the morning
or
and peel
October
it off.
Even.
Fall fishing. Oh my gosh.
So
add
incredible.
Dorado and Wahoo and
the
tuna
possibility
into
of
the mix.
That's
so
the cool thing
there you
about
go.
The fall is all of the other fish species that you can't get there.
Booking now.
It's
I'm
a
in.
magical
That's
place,
right.
man. It really
and
is.
I do have some fall trips that just opened.
How about
There it
that?
is.
We're going to be right back. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and 97.3 The Fan.
I believe there is no doubt that the finest sport fishing in the world starts right here in San Diego. This is Captain Frank Lepresti. Our fleet of long-range boats and crew are unmatched, and the Royal Polaris and Shogun are right at the top of the list. Captain Jonathan Yamati and his crew aboard the Royal Polaris are considered to be the finest long-range vessel in the world. From summer bluefin, yellowtail, and wahoo to giant yellowfin tuna, our record is unmatched. The Shogun, under the direction of Captain Rene Monteagudo, has become one of the most popular long-range boats in the fleet. This big, wide, solid riding vessel has gained a reputation for catching fish and treating their customers to an epic vacation on the water. I am so proud of Jonathan, Rene, and the crews on both the Royal Polaris and Shogun, as they have helped me keep the reputation of the premier vessels in the long-range fleet. Come see for yourself. Book a trip on the Royal Polaris or Shogun today. Check RoyalPolarisSportfishing.com or ShogunSportfishing.com or call Monica or Jen in the office at 619-226-8030.
This is Bob Hoots at Costa Sunglasses. Visual signs are a critical part of my fishing program, from bay bass to bluefin. I wear Costas to see what's out there. Costas are built with advanced polarization technology with our 580 lens, designed to cut through the sun's glare while providing enhanced color to see more fish. Costa was founded by a group of anglers wanting a high-performance lens for every fishing application. Costa has a West Coast style frame and lens for your adventures. CostaSunglasses.com.
Get ready for the most exciting outdoor show of the year, the giant 15th annual Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Tackle Boat and Travel Show, March 6th to the 9th at the OC Fair and Event Center in Costa Mesa. Check out hundreds of sport fishing exhibitors, manufacturers, tackle dealers, fishing boats, and fishing resorts taking up all 7 halls at the fairgrounds. 217,000 square feet, plus fantastic seminars and free kids trout pond. Backed by popular demand, the PCS show also has freshwater to cover bass and trout. Learn from some of the top names in the sport fishing industry, from catching giant bluefin, swordfish, calico bass, and more. Take advantage of incredible show specials from major tackle retailers and boat dealers. Talk to the top fishing travel destinations. 4 full days, Thursday, March 6th to Sunday, March 9th. The 15th annual Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Tackle, Boat, and Travel Show at the OC Fair and Event Center in Costa Mesa. Don't miss it.
The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence, delivers the top quality, comfort, and fishability you look for in a long-range boat. Veteran captains Mark Bizzano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. Once you go on the Independence, you'll be back. Call Independence Sports Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check independencesportfishing.com.
The PCS show is coming, and we will have our best booth at the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Check us out in the wildly popular saltwater building at the PCS show in Costa Mesa, where we will have some amazing deals for you on rods, reels, lures, and clothing. Everything at the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth will be on sale. And as always, our expert staff will help you select that perfect setup for the fish you want to pursue. For saltwater tackle at the PCS show, your best stop is the Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup, and Rosie gets the honor of flipping the prize coin. Go for it, Rosie.
All right, we got
Texter
today.
How about that? Our texter's Matt in Apple Valley.
Congratulations, Matt. You're going to go fishing on the Liberty. Rosie, I love it. Cedros Sportfishing, man. You guys are just doing such a fantastic job. If somebody out there heard all of this and is dying to go get in on it, like I am, how do we do it? How do we find out how to book our trips?
First of all, thanks to all the callers and texters. If you didn't get through, please call me, text me. I'll take care of all of your questions. And just that. If you need to get a hold of us, the phone number is 619-772-7570. If I don't pick up, I'm probably talking to someone else. I will promise I will call you back.
People don't realize that's your cell phone number.
Woohoo!
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then also, you can email me, Rosie at cedrosportfishing.com. And I promise, guys, I will get back with you. Look at our website, cedrosportfishing.com.
Can't wait. You did such a great job. It's awesome. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the PCS show.
You got it. Thanks.
Awesome. Great job, Rosie. And hey, we sure appreciate you out there listening. A couple of great shows coming for you next weekend. Next Saturday, Dave Pfeiffer from Shimano, El Presidente. It's our yearly visit, along with Jim Hendricks from CCA. And the next Sunday, Bob Cantor from Cat My Lodge. Going to be a couple of great shows.
Wow.
Huge thanks to Jeff and George and Adam for keeping us on the air. We appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you next week. It's Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California Sport Fishing Boys on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, perfect. Padres, but I like to steer the discussion in the direction of the Aztecs as well.
You're a pro, my friend.
It's 2 to 6 p.m. weekdays on 97.
Have a great week.
And Odyssey Sports.